What up, guys? This week I want to challenge myself and I recommend you guys try this challenge too. It's gonna make sure you keep your beat super simple and kind of switch things up, some inspiration that you wouldn't have otherwise. Let's jump into Logic. Alright, so let's start by laying down a chord pattern on this stock piano. Gonna get these chords down and then I'll do a Q flam to strum that out. Just did that basic trick where you do a chord, and then for the second chord you do the same progression but pitch down 5 semitones, and that's gonna stay in scale, so it's pretty easy to use. Okay, now first I want to do random velocity, MIDI transform, just to humanize that a bit. While it's quantized on 1/8 note, I'm gonna drag this Q flam value up, and you can see in the MIDI it's just gonna strum those chords out, but you want to make it pretty subtle. Okay, let's layer some root notes down below. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys the challenge. You're gonna make loops in like an 8-bar group. That's how I usually do it as well, but the challenge today is to make a whole beat using only 4-bar loops. Limit myself, but also inspire me at the same time. I'm gonna open up Apple Loops and look for like a flute phrase. That'll be cool for a lead. I like that. I don't think it's even a flute, or it doesn't sound like it. Pitch that down 5. There's that 4 bars. Just throw a couple fades. Maybe I'll open up Alchemy and go to this 1940s choir. I really like the sound of this. And I'm just going to copy the chords down. I'm going to pitch these low notes up because they don't sound good on this VST. Maybe one more little accent loop. Let's see. This, but pitch it down an octave. So that'll do it for the layers of this loop. Now I'm just going to bounce them together and throw some light effects on there and also flip it for a B section. Now let me drag that up to the audio track again and throw some different effects on to create kind of a switch up for the verse. Maybe I'll just throw a little gate on that. Okay, just gonna bounce that down and maybe throw a couple chops in there. Let's try hitting reverse right here. Yup. So that's all we need for these 4-bar loops. Let me run them and preview them for you guys. And that second loop. Alright, let's jump into some drums. So I'm just going to pull up some drums from my SOUTHPAW drum and loop kit. I'll link my kits down below in description. Let's delete the second half of that 8-bar pattern, and we have a little 2-step. Let's build off that now. Let's turn that to MIDI and mess with those rolls. Got super creative with these rolls, and those are going to sound like this. Okay, let's jump into a snare now. Let's turn this to MIDI and change this last note into a roll. Just do a little 16th triplet. Sweep that velocity down. Little open hat. Keep this one simple. Alright, let's jump into some 808s. Okay, so before I bounce those melodies together, I just held on to this chord MIDI, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete everything but the root notes. I think a short 808 would work better. Let's just pull up my 808 ARMORY Volume 2. Best 808 collection I've made yet. Pick that up below. Go to the short 808 section. Let's see. So I went with this Ghost 808, and that's going to sound like this, isolated. Pretty low key, but still punchy and effective. Let's work on this pattern a little bit. Do a super fast roll and make it sound like a reverse hit. Full velocity sweep from nothing to full. So I'll just leave it that simple. That 808 is going to sound like this. Alright, so let's make a second 4-bar pattern. Put a little compression on that melody so the volume's a little bit more evened out. Let's get some percussion and sound effects in there to kind of make this part a little bit more interesting. That's about as complex as I'm going to make the drums. Now let's make an even simpler 808 pattern and we'll be good to go. Let me see, what are those root notes again? D sharp, A sharp, got you. I'm going to throw a pitch bend on this last 808 hit, finish spicing it up, sweep this down at the end of the note. Good enough. Here's that last 808 pattern. Let's run it. Alright, that'll do it for the Cookup this week. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And all my drum kits and this finished beat are linked below. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Mix Savior.